We are 2 days away from the start of the Stanley Cup final. Right now on Denver 7 News at 8 o'clock on Local 3, how downtown Denver is preparing for thousands of hockey fans to watch the games.
Plus, Denver opening the outdoor pools today just in time for a heat wave, but a staffing shortage is forcing the city to make some changes at other pools.
Also, lawmakers make a deal on gun reform, the proposals they're considering that could pass the Senate. But we do begin with some breaking news here at 8. A plane has made an emergency landing at Fox Hollow Golf Course in Lakewood. You can take a look at the scene here from Air Tracker 7. FlightAware shows this plane took off from Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport in Broomfield just before 7, and it has landed just beyond the green of the 4th hole at Fox Hollow. We know that the sheriff's office says no one on the plane or any of the golfers who were on the ground at the time were hurt, but we are working to learn what happened that led to this emergency landing again on the Fox Hollow Golf Course.
Taking a live look right now at the U.S. Capitol, where the January 6th House Select Committee is about to start a second day of public hearings. Former Trump 2020 campaign manager Bill Stepien will not testify today because of a family emergency. Election attorney Ben Ginsburg, who is an expert on election fraud, will testify. He's expected to say there was no evidence of widespread fraud in the 2020 election, despite false claims by former President Trump.
It is now just about 8:02 and it is already hot in spots, you guys. Take a look at this. You can see here from downtown, it's beautiful, mostly sunny skies. Temps right around 80 degrees at the airport though right now. Mid to even upper 70s downtown. Wind southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it is warming up. Boulder 82, Erie right now 81, 76 in Littleton, mid to upper 70s there in Aurora. This is what we're expecting by about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Denver near 100, 80s for the foothills. It's going to be the hottest day of the week. We're looking at some near triple-digit heat. The record high is 99, and we're calling for 99, so we could likely tie it, if not break it. Now, unfortunately, on the western slope, the winds are kicking up, so fire danger is extremely high, and we could see gusts near about 60 miles per hour. Details on this next cold front coming up.
And that plane crash we talked about is not going to affect traffic out to the west side of town. I'll show you exactly where it is. So this is the Fox Hollow Golf Course right over here. The 4th hole is actually right that way, and the green is right in here. So whether it's going to be on Morrison Road or 285, you will not see a traffic impact because of the activity on the golf course right now. Heavy traffic in some of the usual spots, whether it's 36, I-25. Take a look at downtown Denver right now here at 20th, where you see that stop and go traffic past Mile High. So it's a very typical slowdown for us. Just gets so narrow in there, that bad merge there at Water Street and coming in off of Spear. It just slows everybody down every single day. And there's really nothing they could do about it without a lot more money. Right now, the I-70 drive is busy through that lowered section. We'll have that express lane open heading eastbound, open by Friday.
Well, the countdown is on to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Wednesday. The Avs will take on the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, the team was out on the ice at Ball Arena yesterday practicing. The Lightning have lifted the Stanley Cup for 2 consecutive years, but the Avs say they're ready for a challenge.
You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and these guys defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. So we're excited. It'll be a good matchup.
The way I look at it is, if you want to be the best, you have to expect to be able to beat the best. So that's them, and we're ready for the challenge. We're getting ready for the challenge. You know, it's going to be a long, hard-fought series, and 2 great teams going at it.
Yeah, they've had a couple nice days to rest up, too. Center Nazem Kadri and winger Andrew Cogliano participated in a skating session yesterday. They are both recovering from finger injuries, and head coach Jared Bednar has not ruled them out for Game 1 just yet. So while we're all cheering on the Avs in their push for the Cup, the city of Denver wants to show its best to hockey fans who will be flocking downtown.
Yeah, Denver 7's Veronica Costa is here. And Veronica, very much like the MLB All-Star Game last year, this is just another huge event for our city to be in the spotlight.
And city leaders expect Game 1 and 2 of the Stanley Cup Final to bring thousands of people to the downtown area. That means those restaurants, bars, even shops will likely be flooded with people inside. This is exactly what those spots hoped for at the start of the Western Conference Finals. Now they really do have their work cut out for them. Over at Poorhouse, this is on Market. Staff prepped all weekend long for Game 1 and 2.
We double up on food ordering, double up on the staff. We get some security at the door. Every TV will be on, the sound will be cranked up, you know.
Poorhouse staff told us over the weekend they got a 50-person reservation, and of course they anticipate a lot more of those coming in both today as well as tomorrow. The restaurant industry not the only one prepping big. If you plan on traveling into Denver to watch the games, that's going to cost you a bit. On Priceline, as of last night, the cheapest rate comes in at $84 a night. That's over at the Clarion Hotel Denver Central. And then the most expensive rate comes in at $319 a night. That's over at the Hilton Denver City Center. And if you still haven't made plans for Wednesday or Saturday, other bar owners and managers we've spoken with have told us pretty much the same thing. Make those reservations as soon as you can. Don't let too much time pass on by. In studio, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
I just can't believe the hotel is like 10 times cheaper than the cheapest Avs ticket, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Veronica. For the first time ever, the city of Denver will allow bars and restaurants to expand where they can serve alcohol during the Stanley Cup Finals. It's called a temporary modification of premises. So businesses near Ball Arena, like the Cherry Cricket on Blake or the Celtic Irish Pub on Market, can set up serving areas outside. So you may see people out on grassy areas or in parking lots where they'll be able to enjoy a drink and toast to the Avs' big win.
Absolutely. It creates a party zone close to the stadium where everybody can come and sort of get their party on before the game and then get into the bars to watch the games.
So bars and restaurants can apply directly with the city right now. Our sister station, Denver 7, is your Avalanche station. You can watch us all day on Wednesday for Game 1 coverage. We'll start at 4:30 a.m. Then our pregame show is at 5:30 p.m. Puck drops for Game 1 at 6. And then, of course, stick around for our postgame show. Denver police are trying to determine what led to a deadly shooting at a house party over the weekend. Jessica Crawford joins us. And Jessica, as we learn more about the victims, we're also hearing from neighbors who heard the shots.
Yes, people in Virginia Village are shocked that 2 people were shot and killed in their neighborhood. 4 people were injured, so 6 people were shot altogether. This happened at a house party in the 4600 block of East Colorado Avenue. Police tweeted that they were investigating around 1 Sunday morning. A part of East Colorado Avenue was blocked off for hours yesterday as investigators canvassed the area. Denver police records show when it comes to violent crime in the Virginia Village neighborhood, it's not at the top of the list, but it is rising. So far this year, there have been more than 20 violent crimes. That includes crimes like murder, robbery, and aggravated assault. All of last year, there were 42, an increase of 40% from the year prior. No one was in custody as of Sunday afternoon. One neighbor heard the gunshots from his own home.
Just a little scary, and honestly, didn't think, you never think it's going to happen on your block, because the whole block is really just super quiet and chill, lots of families and stuff.
Denver police are still investigating and they are looking for information. If you know anything about this case, reach out to them. That number is 720-913-2000. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
A bipartisan group of senators have agreed to a new gun safety framework. They believe they can earn support from both sides of the aisle to get the legislation passed. Justin Finch breaks down what's in their proposal.
In the wake of weeks of mass shootings, growing demand for lawmakers to do something. Then, over the weekend, a breakthrough. A Senate plan drafted by 10 Democrats and 10 Republicans that would strengthen background checks, allowing juvenile records to be screened for gun buyers younger than 21, expand gun restrictions for convicted domestic violence abusers, allocate funding for states enacting red flag laws to temporarily remove guns from those considered dangerous, and bolster school security and mental health programs.
I will put this bill on the floor ASAP, as soon as possible, so that Congress can quickly act.
President Biden weighing in, saying, obviously it does not do everything that I think is needed, but it reflects important steps in the right direction. The president pushed for tougher restrictions, including an assault weapons ban, seen to some as threats to the Second Amendment.
Are we willing to take away people's fundamental civil liberties?
The Senate framework, spurred by deadly shootings in Buffalo, New York and Uvalde, Texas last month. Nearly 50 more mass shootings nationwide have since followed. The Senate plan announced on the 6th anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, 49 people were shot to death. The weekend also saw gun safety protests across the U.S., led by David Hogg and other survivors of the 2018 Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. Hogg hopeful about the Senate plan.
It's more looking at this as the first step and not the last step.
That gun policy framework will need at least 10 Republican votes to pass in the Senate. If it does, it will mark the most significant gun legislation passed in the U.S. since the 1990s. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
This week, we could see another interest rate hike. How the higher price of borrowing money could impact you.
And from tater tots to teeth, Uber has released the weirdest items passengers left behind in the last year.